guys, I'm Aussie and welcome to episode 3 of the World Tour at Sport Boys in Peru, and we have these strange, weird green dots on the screen since last episode. I'm not quite sure what they're doing there, but we've won a couple of games, which is absolutely incredible. Today we're going to be playing Alianza Lima, a big local rival of ours according to the game, and Universidad Tecnica de Cajamarca. Sure. So, since last episode, as I said, we've had the 2 wins. Let's have a quick recap of these. First up was against Commercial Union, I'm going to guess is the rough translation there. Fernando Perez with a double, and you can see we actually played pretty well in this game. We didn't have much of the ball, but we kept defensively pretty sound. It was only a penalty that they scored, and even then it was already at 2-0. I got a little bit worried at that point. But we hung on, and you can see, Perez played really well, Mongolan played really well, considering, we lost the 2 big injuries, Guivan and Karuga, last episode. I was really, really happy with this, so that was a good, solid win, and then we went and played this Vallejo team, and again, it was just a really, really good performance. They scored in the 92nd minute. Again, got a little bit nervous, but we hung on, and to be honest, the match stats don't, again, really show how the game played out. I mean, player ratings, I think it was an even game. We're sitting deep. We're trying to be really compact and solid defensively. So I think perhaps they're getting a lot of shots from distance, and we are conceding possession a little bit. But it was Vasco Fry, one of my favourite names ever, Vasco Fry. He got the double. And Mongolan again, when he plays, he's really, really good lately. So we're going to have to keep going with him, I think. I'm really, really happy with that. Now, the other thing about this Vallejo team, when I looked at them, they're actually in the Copa Libertadores. They're one of the better teams, therefore, in the country. So perhaps we're not as far off as I thought we were, because we've done the double over them. That's who we played in our first game in charge as well. So that's relatively promising, I think. Now, a few other things to catch you up on here quickly. We have signed a couple of extra players here. If we can get into history, there we go. Thank you, game. 2 people in on loan. Paul Martinez, a young Peruvian, well, he's not that young, he's 21, but a Peruvian central defender. We've got him in on loan. We're paying him £100 a week, unless he doesn't play, and then it's £200 a week. It's going to be £200 a week, as you can see. He's very much just a backup, even though I said he was going to be first team. But I think we needed just that one extra body in there at centre back. So I'm really, really happy to get him in on loan. £200 a week is as next to nothing as you're going to get, really, isn't it? And then we've got this other guy in here, Alex Fernandez, a Brazilian. Now, he's actually perfect because he's a defender or a winger, which is exactly the 2 positions we want him to cover. Very good physically, not bad mentally. Technically does the job. We'll get the job done for us. But he's just on loan, and we're paying him £85 a week. We're basically just getting the spare change, doing a whip around at the canteen, and that's how we're paying him. So really, really happy to have him. And what that has allowed me to do is transfer list this muppet that is Edison Chavez. He's on just over $1,000 a week. He's 32. He doesn't like me because he's whenever you get the training report, he's always the one that's trained worse. He's declining as well, probably because he's not training very well. So I think at this point, as I said, he's 32. We'll just get rid. He's back up in sort of at both positions. We now have someone that's younger. We're paying them less. So we might just look to get rid in that case. Now, the other thing, I was trying to think what else we had to do here. Finances. I asked the board for a little bit more for wages because, we were at our limit. I couldn't really sign anybody else. They essentially doubled the money. We went up to $58,000 a week in wages, so I've split it up a little bit so we have some transfer budget as well. But yeah, I was expecting maybe get an extra $5,000 a week in wages. They literally more than doubled it because we were at the limit of 24 and they went to 58. So they're obviously tightening the purse strings with the new manager, but we've loosened them, and oh how we've loosened them. There's just a flood of cash right now. All right, so let's have a look at the team we're sending out to face Alianza Lima. They are also in the Copa Libertadores. They did have a midweek game. You'll see there's a couple of people. We're still looking to trialing people. Just got this guy in, 19-year-old Brazilian. I'm not sure. He's not really a centre-back with the jumping, and he doesn't really look like a midfielder with the passing. Tackling's not great either. We'll see, let him stay. He's at the club for about 2 weeks, I think. So we'll see how that goes. I don't think there's anybody else that's new that's in here. Did we see? Yeah, you saw the keeper last time. Oh, this is a Peruvian keeper. No, he's rubbish, so he's not staying. Anyway, this is the team we're sending out. It's Zubacek in goal. It's Cosio, it's Diaz, Mosquera, and Andia as a back four. Onkoi, Mongolan, and Karuga is back in midfield, back from his injury, so that's good to see. Perez and Fry provide the width. We're going to give Castro a game up top. Cantoro just hasn't been doing it. He's been missing a lot of chances. So we'll give Rolando Castro a game. And the other thing to update you on is these minutes here we've had to play. We've met the requirement for the under-19s already. That was done in no time because we do have one or two young players in the starting team. And you can see here that the targets for the over 20 or under 20 players is we've got that more than under control. So that's all looking good on that front. I should say too, we're going to be able to have a goals of the month at the end of this episode, which is really, really exciting, isn't it? Because we scored a couple, some nice goals too, if I'm honest. We're not sort of getting tap-ins. We're scoring some good ones. What do we say? Go out there and enjoy yourselves. I have just kind of been saying that. It's against Lima. We are at home. I think my impression is that our Alianza Lima are the best team in the country. And the reason I have that impression is that when our scouts are sort of sending back scouting reports, we're getting recommended players in their reserves that would 100% improve our team. So, yeah, they're a very, very strong outfit. So if we can get a draw out of this, I mean, even just we lost to them 3-0 when we played them the first time at their place. So even if we can just better that, at least we're showing some progress. And he's picked up a little bit of a kick in the shins, but looks like he's coming back okay. Yeah, let me know what you think of the new signings as well. So if set piece comes in, back post, it's headed away. It is going to highlight the other way, is it? Potentially. Come on, boys, come on. Cross comes in. Oh, no. Oh, good. I'm going to say that's one for the cameras from Zubacek. I'm not sure it was actually that good of a save, but, we'll take what we get. Here goes Perez. The highlight's still going. Can we go the other end here? Perez, he looks for Fry, but can't quite find him. Unlucky, boys. I thought that was running just a little bit slow. Just bear with me here a second. Alright, we're back. I think the laptop may have just been having a little bit of a moment there because all the settings look fine. Alright, Cosillo with a throw in for Fry. Nice little around the corner. Was that a penalty? That's a penalty. That is a penalty. Karuga's gone down. Karuga has gone down. And he's taking the penalty as well, is he? I think that's what it said down there. It's Casio. Go on, Cosillo! What a penalty that is! From the left back, Alexis Cosillo, 1-0. It's his first goal for the club. We just signed him, so it's no surprise there. Look at the fans going absolutely ballistic. And that is a really good penalty, actually, isn't it? Really, really good penalty. Happy with that one. All right. I should have given a shout, really, shouldn't I? Let's demand more. More of that, please, boys. More of the same. I just want to quickly mention, you will notice on my channel, my plan is to start playing another game. It's like sort of like Football Manager, but for baseball. Basically, I'm doing it because my dad and my brother love baseball, and if I'm playing a Baseball Manager game, I might be able to hold a conversation with them. So I'm kind of doing it for them, but also because I do every now and again enjoy playing another game. So Football Manager is still going to be my number one game. It's my favorite game for the last 20 years. So nothing's going to change on that front. We'll still have the same amount of Football Manager uploads. You just may start to notice a baseball one. If you want to watch it, fantastic. If not, just sort of skip over it. It's not it's something different. Oh, Castro! We're giving him a chance. He started 2 games now and he scored 2 goals. Excellent stuff from Rolando Castro. And this is the new sport, boys, everybody. Vemos, boys. Get Vemos. I think, I was saying last episode that you just got to have faith that you'll turn the corner. It's a good cross in from Perez too. He's been scoring the goals. He hasn't been assisting that much, but that was a wonderful assist. And it looks as though we're just starting to turn that corner, doesn't it? We're giving Lima a little bit of a touch-up here, if I'm honest. I shouldn't say that. We're not Lima. You're a very good team. You'll beat us, I'm sure. Karuga with the corner. It's headed away. It's not the best. Perez! Oh, 3-0 before the break. We've turned around the score from the first leg. Well, it wasn't the first leg, but the away leg, where they beat us 3-0, and now we are 3-0 up ourselves. It was a decent ball in. The keeper, it was kind of taken off out of his hands, wasn't it, from the defender there. And Perez, that's a really, really good strike. Some late additions to goals of the month here, perhaps. 3-0. We've been absolutely ruthless, haven't we? 4 shots on target, 3 goals. But we're playing well, and this is starting to look as though we might have a team here. What do we want to say here? Do we say? I think we just got to say we're happy, or do we say don't get complacent? I think we've got to say don't get complacent because we haven't absolutely played them off the park, have we? We've taken our chances. Oh, we've pissed off Mongolan. I mean, these guys aren't that I'm saying that there's more. They're not happy with their performance. Their match ratings aren't great. So if they can't take a few home truths, then they're gonna have to grow up. They're big boys now. We'll just keep an eye on Mongol, and we might need to look to sub him off if he really goes off a cliff here. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's just as a bit of a heads up about the Baseball Manager thing. Don't worry about it. It's not going to infect Football Manager, but it's there if you're in any way interested. It's kind of the one sport that I could tolerate when I was living over in Canada. It's in the summer when there's no football on, so it was kind of worked out well there for me in that sense. But I don't know anything about baseball really, so it's not like I'm going to be dropping all the lingos and all that. All right. Looks like we may have stumbled across a tactic here that's working for us as well for now anyway. Oh, or is it? We'll show some passion. Is the great second half collapse going to happen for us? Oh, that's disappointing. We always concede one though. We looked okay. We just didn't quite close him down enough. It's a good finish. I think we put that one as much down to a good finish as anything else. Oh no. One thing I have noticed, and we did see it last, the 5-4 game, is that once we score one, we tend to collapse, don't we? Let's give them some encouragement. Oh, it's a little bit. Diaz has cleared it into. He's either had an air swing or he's cleared it into their defender. They haven't liked encouragement. Oh, come on, boys. It was going so well, and I've opened my big mouth, and this is going to be 3-3, isn't it? Come on, get that away. Well done. You'd hate to be sitting at this end of the field, wouldn't you? 5 goals at the other end. Oh, that's wide. That's okay. Let's give it a, what do we say here? A demand more, perhaps. Mongolan has dropped off a cliff here, hasn't he? He's looking apprehensive now as well. So let's bring Miguel Martinez on for him. I think he's a central midfielder support. Yes, he is. That's fine. William Diaz is looking apprehensive as well, but we'll leave him on for now. Do we want to do anything else? Karuga, we probably don't want to run him into the ground here, do we? What was my plan for him? Oh, I remember now. Okay, so we'll take him off for a central defender. Just push everybody one forward. I don't know that Freddie Onkoy is necessarily a advanced playmaker, but that'll do. Yeah, that'll do. I was wondering if we should play him defensively, but we don't want to sit too many men back behind the ball. Let's show some passion here. Come on, boys. I'm almost going to praise them, but I'm wondering how much I messed up the halftime team talk there. If it should have been something different. Let's give one of these young guys a run out here on the wing. Just try and get rid of players that aren't playing particularly well right now. Let's start and close. Oh, it's a highlight. All right. Let's win this ball back, boys. Let's win this ball back. Oh, it'd be so harsh to not win this game, wouldn't it? It'd be really, really disappointing. Let's get back and not give away penalty. Well done. What a defensive block that was. Okay, whoa. No, not this one. I want to... No, I'm not going to get to do it. Okay. All right, so let's lower this tempo. Waste some time. Slow things down. Yeah. And get on with it. All right, come on, boys. Let's get this away, and then let's close this mofo down. Away. And it's still there. Didn't get to the second ball. Let's go defensive. Let's see if we can hang on. It would be a famous victory, wouldn't it? We've made it really, really difficult for ourselves, but credit to us. Oh, getting on coin. Yes. What a win that is. Credit to us. We threw away 2 goals in a minute there. 2 goals in 2 minutes. But we hang on. We didn't completely collapse. And we did that, didn't we, in the 5-4 game. We did completely collapse. So that shows a little bit of progress there. That's a real Jekyll and Hyde performance. You can't be stressed out about that, guys. You've got to admit you weren't as good in the second half as you were in the first half. That is just a scientific fact. You did well. And on we go. We triumph in the Clásico Lima Calaro derby. Calaro, that's our region of Lima, apparently. Perez was in wonderful, wonderful form. We'll say superb in front of goal. It was a nice little volley, wasn't it, from the corner there. Let's have a quick look at what that's done to the league table. Did I show you the league table before? I don't think I did. Anyway, we're a little bit higher up it now. Look at that. We're in third, which is very, very nice indeed. Guys, wait right there. We will be back for the next game, who is against, I think it's against this team that's just below us, isn't it? Tecnica del Cajamarca. So, wait there. We'll be back for them. Okay guys, welcome back, and we do have breaking transfer news. Marcus Ortiz has left the club. That Vallejo team that's in the Copa Libertadores, they came in for him. He said that he wanted to leave because he wants to play in the Copa Libertadores. He was 32 at the time. He's 33 now. He was on just over $1,000 a week, and I just thought, you know what? He wasn't in the first team because he wasn't particularly playing well. I thought, let's just get rid. It wasn't a negotiable offer. I would have liked to have put in there, find a replacement first, but it wasn't in there, so we sold him for 72, potentially rising to 88. Not bad, I don't think, for this level, for a 33-year-old. And then we signed Emerson. We have a big effing German, guys. Look at this. I think we've done really, really well. We paid 70 grand for him, a slight increase on the wages per week, but really, really good physical. Strong in the air, not too slow either, just generally strong. Positioning of 15, I really like. The defending technical attributes aren't perfect, but they're good enough, I think, especially with the positioning. I think that will cover it up a little bit. Decent passer of the ball as well, and only 22, five-star potential. I think he'll do really. I think it's a really good signing for us. So let me know what you think. But I think Ortiz out, Emerson in is probably a win for us. But that is our 5 foreign players that done now. So we have our foreign players all loaded up. Now let's have a look at the game we've got coming up here against Universidad Tecnica de Cajamarca. You can see if we were to win this game, there's already been some games, or the other games in the group have taken place. If we were to win this, we could go second in the group, which is absolutely insane. Unfortunately, it's just the group winners that progress to the next round. But, you know, second in the group wouldn't be a bad effort, would it? But there'd still, of course, be a few games to go. So this is the team that we are sending out. It's Zubazek in goal. It's Castillo, it's Mosquera, it's Emerson, the new boy, gets a start, and Angia. Onkoi, Mongolan, and Kaluga in the midfield. Perez and Fry with Castro up front. Essentially the same team, just Emerson in the starting lineup. So let me know what you think of the new signings. You may have noticed that they all have icons next to their names now. The reason for that is that when we sold, what do we want to say here? We don't want. Let's say, come on, lads, keep our run going. When we sold Ortiz, they all came to me and said, we're lacking defensive depth, which they were right, we were. So I said, don't worry, guys, I'm gonna go and sign a replacement. So I've done that, but they're all still, a little bit unhappy. So I'm hoping that, it just hasn't, the time you get to fulfill the promise hasn't passed yet, and that once that passes, everybody will be happy again. But there's always a risk, isn't there, that we've just upset the whole squad by selling one player. But he wasn't in the first team anyway. We did start him, and he wasn't playing well, so we dropped him. So I don't think we've lost that much, to be honest. There's a good ball out for Castillo. Can he get a cross in? It's there for Perez! 6 goals from a right winger in this is our 9th or 10th game. Absolutely superb by Fernando Perez. And not a bad cross in. Look at that. That was Karuga with a stunning pass out for Castillo. First time cross, back post. Goalkeeper possibly should have done better. There's a lot of defenders around there as well, but Perez giving it to him as well. Look at him. Get in, boys. All right, 1-0. We look like a decent team now, don't we? We've sorted out the defence, I think, that was the big issue, wasn't it, really? And I meant to show you the team dynamics as well. I got distracted by the new signing. But team dynamics are good. The dressing room atmosphere is much, much better, as you would expect. My support is... It's okay. If you go to, I'll try and remember to do it after this game. If you go to like the hierarchy and click on my icon there, there's a few players. No one doesn't support me. There's like, oh, that's not good. Oh, Subajak, could he have done better? It's almost an own goal, isn't it? He had 2 hands to it, and he just couldn't keep it out. In the end, it's a bit of a long ball forward, isn't it? 1 ball into midfield, 1 ball forward. Oh, Mosquera just couldn't go with him, and Subacek has essentially palmed it into the goal. Oh, that's disappointing. Yeah, if I think of it, I'll try and remember to show you the dynamics, but it's much, much better than it was when it was poor the first time, wasn't it, when we first moved in, and things weren't going too well, but we've turned things around, I think. There's a chance. Oh, from the corner! It's Oh, it's offside, but that was a good save. You wonder if we could have planted that in the back of the net as well. Not actually playing too well this game. Let's get creative. Right on the break. We haven't had much of the ball. I think the way we're playing is we are playing compact and a little bit deep, right? So we are conceding possession. I'm going to say I'm not happy with that. Because we didn't, other than the goal, we didn't really do that much. Mongolan is looking nervous. We'll give him a little bit of time here to try and get over that. I think the promising thing here is that we have still looked relatively solid defensively, so it's good that Emerson's come in and we don't appear to have lost too much there. Which is obviously a good thing. Mongolan is apprehensive again. What's his mentality? Let's have a look here. Unambitious. That we do have mentoring set up, so I'm hoping that he'll find a good mentor in there and we can start and turn that stuff around. It's headed clear. That wasn't surely the highlight. Perez is got so much space to run into. He's got a man with him. He's found Fry. Fry back to Perez. This is wonderful stuff. Perez! Perez is an absolute goal-scoring machine. And as far as counter-attacking goals go, that was amazing. That was just absolutely ruthless. From their corner, we've gone up the other end of the field, and we have scored a cracking goal. A nice little 1-2 as well, wasn't it? One touch back to Perez. That actually looks like football. Excellent, excellent stuff. Let's give it a concentrate. Make sure we don't go and concede again. But we're scoring goal. Oh, no. We're conceding goals as well. So let's not get too carried away here. Come on, boys. Come on. Let's hold a lead, please. Come on. Oh, Cosillo with a good header away. Can we go and add another one? Perez, he's absolutely ruthless. He's on a hat-trick now as well, of course, and he goes Fry, back post, it's there. It's not the best ball. Mongolan's retrieved it. He could have maybe left it. Oh, no. Mongolan could have left that, and are we going to get caught out down the other end? Oh, Mongolan, what have you done? What have you done? Oh, it's a good save from Zubazeta. That makes up for the one that Zubazeta? I don't even, what's his name? Zubacek. Come on, boys, away. Away! I did forget in all the excitement of transfers. I did forget to work on defending corners and free kicks after the last game. I've done it for after this one, but it's a little bit late, isn't it? I blame myself for that. We should have been working on that in training, and we weren't. I did also get another coach in as well because we did have some space for other coaches. So yeah, we brought in another coach. All right, let's try making some subs here because it's not quite working. Now, Hector Rojas is a target man, I believe. Is that? I'm still learning the players myself, yeah. So we might play him as a target man on support, just trying to link things in a little bit. Mongolan is still looking anxious. Let's bring Miguel on. I do have high hopes for Miguel. You can see there, he's potentially a 5-star player. I think he could become a decent player for us. Is there anything else? The goalkeeper has not had a good game. He has been one of our better players. I mean, Perez is the obvious star of the team right now. But Zubacek has done quite well. That's a better save. He's just having a bit of a nightmare this game. And the player's offside. All good there. Let's give it another get creative here. A draw isn't the worst. Karuga now knocks it in. It's there. Perez! Oh, it's Rojas. It's not Perez. Decent effort. That's what he can bring, though, isn't it? I don't want to risk a Karuga injury here, even though, we could really use him out there. But we'll take him off just to protect him from injury. Emerson's done relatively well on debut, I think, so far, anyway. Let's get this clear, boys. Let's get this clear. Oh, no. Come on, in front. In front! Oh, it's an own goal. Zubacek has just had one of those days, hasn't he? Let's push forwards. Oh, we had second place in the table wrapped up, and we've conceded 3. It's back to the good old days, isn't it? We're not quite. Clearly, we're not quite there yet. All right, let's get stuck in. Let's do all this sort of fun stuff. Everything there is fine, I think. And let's be more expressive. Yeah, I think I like that. All right. Oh, that's so disappointing. Come on, boys. Come on. Is this the end? This is the end. We just had an off day, didn't we? It was looking so good. Perez again with 2 really good goals. I'm just going to say it's one of those days, I think. It was just one of those days. Disappointing. Ella was a bit of a disappointing collapse, wasn't it? Clearly, defense is still our issue, isn't it? We'll give Emerson some time to settle in and sort of, that is a new partnership, so we can't be too harsh on them just yet. I haven't really figured out what's happening with the league system yet. It's still saying that the first division hasn't been drawn. I'm assuming that we're in it because the game wouldn't have let us take the job if we weren't in a playable division. So I'm assuming that's going to happen, hopefully for next episode. And we will be back tomorrow. We'll come back for Municipal and for Union Commercial. I think it's only the top of the group that goes through. If we look at the rules here, I don't want to drag this on too long, but if we look at the rules, top team qualifies for the final. You can see there's some nice little prize money going on, so we want to try and get as high up as we can. So those 2 drop points could actually prove to be quite hurtful in the end, couldn't they? Because we could have been second. Anyway, we're not, so let's not. Actually, we would have had 3 points. Yeah, we would have been second. Oh, we've lost that game. That's so disappointing. And the dynamics is what I wanted to show you, wasn't it? You can see everything. Manager support's dipped a little bit. And that's because of the lack of defensive depth. I'm hoping, is it going to say here, 4 days left? 4 days left in the transfer window. So I'm hoping that once the transfer window closes, we've signed Emerson, that will all clear up and managerial support will probably go up a little bit as well. Edison Chavez, we're trying to get rid of him. So I'll continue to try and do that before the transfer deadline. But guys, that is it for today. If you have enjoyed that, please do hit thumbs up. Signs of improvement. We went 4 in a row undefeated before that, so a little bit disappointing, isn't it, to have lost that game. We'll be back tomorrow, as I said, for Municipal and Union Commercial. We'll wrap up this Torneo de Verano and see what happens after that. But and if you are new to the channel as well, I've got a few subscribers lately, so thank you everybody for joining. And if you are new, please do subscribe and make sure you ring the bell so you see when I upload new episodes. So until tomorrow, guys, I've been Aussie Bill, and thank you so much for watching. Take care.